Overthinkers don't just think more, they feel more. A simple text message can keep them awake for hours. They replay conversations again and again, not because they are weak, but because their brain is always searching for danger. Most overthinkers grew up in environments where they had to stay emotionally alert. So now, their mind analyzes everything, every word, every pause, every facial expression. Their brain believes overthinking will protect them, but instead, it slowly exhausts them. Overthinkers often struggle with self-worth. They constantly wonder if they said something wrong, and even when people love them, they still fear abandonment, because deep down, their nervous system learned that safety can disappear at any moment. Healing begins when they stop fighting their thoughts and start understanding them. That's why overthinkers struggle to relax, even during peaceful moments. Their body may be resting, but their mind never truly sleeps. Sometimes, they imagine worst-case scenarios automatically, not because they want negativity, but because they want control. Overthinking creates the illusion that they can prevent pain, but life becomes exhausting. When every moment feels like a threat, overthinkers often apologize, even when they did nothing wrong. They fear becoming a burden to the people they love, so they hide their emotions behind silence. Many overthinkers are highly empathetic. They notice sadness, even when nobody says a word. But while understanding everyone else, they often ignore themselves. Their mind becomes so loud that peace starts to feel unfamiliar, and eventually, they become emotionally tired. But healing begins when they realize they are not broken. They were simply surviving in the only way their mind knew how. The person you become after pain is often wiser than before. You begin protecting your peace. You stop begging for love from people who cannot give it. You realize your worth was never dependent on human approval, and slowly, your soul becomes lighter. Not because life became easy, but because your heart became stronger. And maybe this was Allah's plan all along, to break the version of you that was built from fear, so He could rebuild you with peace. One day, you will look back at this pain and realize it was the beginning of your healing. Overthinkers rarely feel fully present in the moment. Even during happy experiences, a part of their mind is already preparing for disappointment. They struggle to relax because deep inside, they learned that peace never lasts forever. Many overthinkers spend years blaming themselves. They replay old mistakes endlessly, wondering if one different decision could have changed everything. But what they often fail to realize is that humans were never created to carry infinite guilt. The problem is not intelligence. In fact, many overthinkers are deeply intelligent people. The real problem is emotional fear. Fear of failure, fear of abandonment, fear of not being enough. And because they care deeply, they also get hurt deeply. Small changes in tone, delayed replies, distant behavior can feel emotionally massive to them. Sometimes, overthinkers create painful scenarios in their own mind, long before anything bad actually happens. Their brain believes that preparing for pain will somehow reduce future suffering. But unfortunately, this habit steals their ability to enjoy life peacefully. Instead of experiencing moments fully, they mentally escape into worry. Overthinking also affects relationships. Many overthinkers struggle to trust love completely, not because they want distance, but because vulnerability feels dangerous to them. They fear attachment, because attachment creates the possibility of loss, and loss is something their nervous system desperately tries to avoid. That is why many overthinkers appear calm on the outside, while fighting invisible emotional battles internally. Most people never truly see how tired their mind actually feels. The truth is, overthinking is often connected to emotional survival. People who grew up walking on emotional eggshells learn to analyze everything around them for safety. So even years later, their brain continues scanning for emotional danger. Even when life becomes safer, their nervous system still remembers fear. Healing begins when overthinkers finally understand something important. Their thoughts are not always reality. Sometimes the mind creates storms that the heart never needed to survive, and learning to sit peacefully with uncertainty becomes part of emotional healing. Overthinkers often spend so much time trying to control life that they forget how to actually live it. They become trapped inside prediction instead of presence. But slowly, healing teaches them to breathe again, to stop analyzing every silence, to stop fearing every unknown outcome, to finally allow themselves peace. And perhaps, the strongest thing an overthinker can learn is self-compassion, because healing never grows from self-hatred. Not every mistake defines your future. Not every awkward moment destroys your worth, and not every painful thought deserves your attention. Your mind may have learned fear, but your soul still deserves peace. And no matter how loud anxiety becomes, healing is still possible. Maybe overthinkers were never weak. Maybe they simply carried emotional weight that nobody else could see. And maybe, the moment they stop fighting themselves is the moment they finally begin to heal.